Is your keyboard filthy? Let's take it apart and clean it out. The time will come when you've spilt something into your keyboard, or you just have so much junk in there that it doesn't function properly anymore. You can throw it out and get a new one, or you can attempt to fix it. Most keyboards are assembled in a very similar method. Flip your keyboard over and remove all the screws. Next, you want to remove the two halves of the keyboard. To do this, gently pry it apart. There might be 3 or 4 catches in the front and back that have to be released to do this. Once you have it apart, you'll see a rubber membrane on top. Take a look at this very carefully and see if there's any dirt on it. If there is, you can wash this in the sink. Next, you'll want to inspect the actual physical keys. Press every key and just make sure that they operate smoothly. If any of them are sticky or have dirt and dust in them, you can also wash this in the sink. Once you've removed the rubber membrane, underneath it what you'll find is the very thin membrane sheet. This is actually 3 layers, 2 conductive layers and 1 separation layer. And what we want to do is if any juice or liquids have spilled into there, we want to take that off and clean that out very well. So to do this, you'll have to remove the printed circuit board, which is used to collect all of the data and send to the computer. So to remove this printed circuit board, you'll normally have to take 2 or 3 screws out. Now that the membrane sheet is out, what we'll have to do is separate all 3 layers. Now these are all held together normally by very small plastic welds. So what you'll want to do is find out where these welds are and very, very carefully separate them. Now these sheets can rip quite easily, and if it rips across one of the contacts, it's basically garbage. There's no way to fix this, so be very careful at this point. And now with a damp cloth, you can go over all the contacts and nicely clean the whole entire sheet. Chances are you'll see some sticky residue from that orange juice or that Coke that you spilled inside. And just make sure that it's completely dry before you put them back together. Once everything is clean and dry, stack the layers back together the same way they were, and apply some tape in some of the corners to hold things in proper alignment. Follow the same disassembly steps in reverse, and your keyboard is probably just as good as new. For more information, go to hackedgadgets.com.